Um, as it turns out, Innervate was by far the best pick, considering the deck that he ended up making.
Well, let's see if it pays off against Reynad's Mage deck. Teammates going at it, and we'll find out if the team captain can hold his own against the Deck Wars champion. Let's hop into game.
There's like, there's a very little chance Tides can get this one.
Yeah, like I'm already kind of favoring Reynad. Even just imagining Reynad having like a bad
Molly out
scenario.
a bluegill. What? Where did the bluegill go?
He sent it back.
Oh
Now he
no.
picked up Savage Roar and Soul of the Forest. Taz won't have anything to play until turn 5 unless he draws something. Now he's living off the top deck.
Alright. Well, Reyna has a pretty good hand. Power of the Wild made it less terrible for Tides.
Alright. And Reynad's curve's looking pretty strong.
I think here coining out the Sun Fury is actually good because oh no, he goes for the Pyro. Uh,
Well, I mean,
yeah,
the idea is
I don't
to
like the
push
Pyro
Shadow
that
Sun
much.
Cleric. The idea is to push Shadow Sun Cleric on the Sun Fury, right? So you can trade with 3/2s and stuff.
I think just the first thing that you play in Arena ends up dying. So I think the Pyro is more viable than the Shadowed Sun.
Yeah, I guess so, in that regards. Ty's looking like he's just going to go for the board clear. Nah, he's going to instead play the Pyro. But he's did get a couple good top decks here with Power of the Wild and the Wild Pyromancer as well, so not the worst start possible for Tides. It was definitely looking pretty shaky at the first, like almost like instant concede worthy.
Well, the Shadow Sunplay does come through, and it does actually equalize with the Yeti. So yeah, you were right on that one.
Mm. First time for everything, Craig. Now, Reynad's turn 4. Yeti doesn't feel like something worth polymorphing all the time, does it, Crit?
Not in this case, at least.
Mm.
But he doesn't actually have a good turn, if not for Polymorph. It's just that Polymorph can usually hit something way, way better than a Yeti against the Druid, and you usually have to assume that he has something way, way better than a Yeti. So I think because you have a Pyroblast, the play here is to have the Sun Fury hit the Yeti. You play the 3/2, and then you go for face. Oh,
Well, instead he just chooses to trade.
play. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess because, saving the polymorph is pretty much what he wants to do. The Sorcerer's Apprentice is just no pressure whatsoever, really. And then he had, like, the silence is kind of the same as the polymorph in his book, so they're kind of overlapping on each other. So I guess that's more expendable.
Maybe. Oh wow, going for face.
Well, he has the Pyroblast, right? So I guess maybe he wants to just push out, and he has the Frostbolt as well, so he has 13 direct damage.
Yeah, he has the Pyroblast in 5 turns though.
Well, every little bit might count. Soul of the Forest is coming out here from Ties. All right. Where's your silence now, Raidenhead?
Yeah. Well, he doesn't like that. Oh, his eyes are big. He really doesn't like that. I guess we can take note and see that this is what Reynad looks like when he's in a little bit of pain.
Well, I mean, he still has options at his disposal. Like, I think he's wondering what's worth digging with the Gnomish Inventor. Like, what can he draw really into right now? The Polymorph does take away the Death Rattle, but again, it's a waste considering how much value the Tiger's already gotten.
Oh, hello there.
Oh. Not bad. I mean, Soul of the Forest makes it kind of flame strike proof a little bit, but he already used it on kind of a weak board.
I think
So reynad.
I think here you ping and go for face. You ping the
Yeah,
tiger.
because he has like again, you can draw him closer to potential pyro range, and he has 7. That'll drop him to 12, and you have ways to just kind of continue to whittle him down. So I don't see a problem with that. Like reynad has the win condition in his hand. And Tides immediately responds with an Iron Bark.
Yeah, so here's the problem. Like, you have the win condition in hand, you have to survive 3 turns, and that's the board you're facing.
But this is what he saved the Polymorph for, so it's
Right.
kind of works out conveniently for reynad. And once again, just doing a good job clearing the board. And now he has the Flame Strike as well in case Tides is able to flood it back in. Things are looking really good for reynad.
And if you're in Reynad's spot, he probably thinks he's doing pretty okay. But we know what's in Tides' deck, and there's nothing that really brings him back at this point. There's no heals, there's no, like, power cards.
Well, he has Illidan. Let's see what he can produce from here other than the 2-1. But it does die to a Flame Strike ping, not this turn, but potentially the next. So I think that's what he's banking on. He just used a Polymorph as well, so probably doesn't necessarily have the second one guaranteed. Now, reynad could just set up...
You can do Yeti, Frostbolt, Illidan, and ping. Okay. Alright.
I think, yeah, I mean, he's not trying to give away too much information as well, because he wants to kind of surprise with the kill with the Pyroblast. And the Boulderfish does challenge Illidan already without having to waste Frostbolt, because Frostbolt can be your way to kind of use something on turn 9, and then turn 10 you can...
the play here is Panda the 2-1 and then replay the 2-1. So you get many more 2-1s.
Well, he returns the Gnomish Inventor. I guess he wants to get more cards because his hand's not exactly looking pretty stellar. But I do like the idea of just more 2-1s because you do have Savage Roar as well.
Alright, well, reynad has his game. It's going to be a Frostbolt ping to the face. And that leaves him with 5 mana to summon a Smith.
Spiteful Smith.
And
But then,
even
don't
though
you feel like that's a little too obvious? Or does it even matter?
he needs to gain life for it to matter. And if he gains life, he still has to deal with the Spiteful Smith, so he still has to sack his board. So he has to sack his board and gain life. And then, I mean, how bad could it really be there?
Yeah, I kind of, now that I think about it, it makes sense. And it doesn't really matter if it telegraphs too, because there's not really many ways for the Druid to gain health other than maybe like Dark Scale healers. People don't really run healing touches that often, so reynad's going to go for that. And basically put the onus back on Tides to see if he can survive for another turn.
He can't. He passed up Bite. There was no claws. He has no heal. The game is over.
Sure. Let's see what he draws.
Some damage.
Yeah. Some damage, some ways to kind of load up and Mark of the Wild and taunt, but it's not going to be enough for Tides. I wonder if he was able to get that other 2-1, for example, and if he was able to keep the Gnomish Inventor and then have Savage Roar. Would he have had enough to potentially end the game if, say, reynad didn't do anything?
I mean, right now he's got 9 on board. Savage Roar pumps it to +6, so he's got 17 right now. And instead he would have had 21, which is still not enough.
Yeah. Well, I guess Tides is just going to fall a little bit short here, or a lot short, rather. Not really doing anything to Mage. Reynad sitting at 29 health. And he's just going to do whatever he can. But he's also frozen, so he can't even push in the last 2 damage.
Yep.
Reynad Browse disappears in his forehead because he knows he's won this game. Turn 10, Pyroblast to the face.
Game's easy.
Easy game, easy life.
Yep.
Reynad advances to the winner's bracket semifinals, taking out his teammate. And Tides drops down, I believe, to play a Maz, maybe? Or is it the other opposite side? We'll find out in just a second. But overall, I think it was just a product of exactly what you're saying. The deck built from the very get-go of the draft didn't seem very strong from Tides.
He didn't have good options, and I think he went pretty with the optimistic choices, let's say. Optimism.
Yes, he was
The crusher
believing
of
his
dreams.
deck would work.
Yeah.